Some is good, more is better. I live by that. So we're gonna add even more lights to this truck today. I got some LEDs for the air cleaners. We're gonna do some drilling on the back of the sleeper, cut some more holes, and we're gonna put 4 lights across the back.
Sir, get your tail lights fixed. It's your last warning.
What's wrong with my taillights?
They're broken.
First off, I'm just going to take the caps off the air cleaners here. Oh. Man, I know how I always talk about how cold it is, but it is cold this morning. Okay, and the reason I'm doing that, well, obviously, here's the lights that I'm going to put in there. They're just a little LED plate, but they've got sticky tape on the back. And the idea is you just stick them on the inside of the air cleaner like that, and they'll shine down, and then blue light will kind of flow out of the grating here. So I'm thinking what I'll have to do is probably drill one of these holes a little bigger to get the wire out, and then we'll kind of sneak the wire down and try our best to hide it and get it into the into that junction box so we can power it up. But because of the temperature this morning, I'm thinking what I might need to do is take these caps inside and let them warm up a little, because I have a feeling it's not going to stick very well to the metal at this temperature. Okay, so before I take everything in to defrost it, I thought let's go ahead and drill a hole in both caps for the conduit to fit through, and we'll run conduit right up, or a loom, I guess, right up to the light fixture itself. So I still got to solder some wire in there. And then I'll just measure it out to bring it out of there, in behind here, underneath, along the firewall, and then into the truck. Now, theoretically, I could wire it in nice and close to the clearance lights on the air cleaner lights here, but I've actually got the blue lights and the clearance lights on separate switches, so I kind of want to stay with that theme. So I actually will just run this all the way in and then tie it into my my blue lighting on that same switch. And then we'll take these guys in, and then hopefully when they're warm enough, the sticky tape will hold. There, not very high tech, but that's where they go. Just remove the backing and some 3M sticky tape, and there you go. So now we'll throw these on the truck and bolt them back on, and then run the wires into the cab. Okay, all wired up. Let's give that a go. Oh, those still work. Oh, cool. That is awesome. Can't wait to see it at night. Oh yeah. Oh, that's gonna be cool. All right, on to the next thing. Okay, so next what I wanted to do, I've been meaning to do this for quite a while, is to add a couple more lights to the back of the sleeper here. Now you see some guys, they'll have lights all the way down and all the way across. I think that's just a little too much for this classic Peterbilt 359. So I thought what I'm going to do is try and stick with just 4 lights. So of course I got to drill 2 more holes in the back of the sleeper, and ideally this would have been better to have done this when the interior panel wasn't in there. Now I don't want to take the interior apart, so we're going to try and do it from the back and just run the wires in between the holes and then down to the junction box. I'm thinking either I'll have, I don't know yet, maybe 1 signal, or maybe the 2 on the right and the 2 on the left correspond to the signal lights. So that's what I'll probably do. I just think it looks really nice, and it adds another level of safety when you can have signal lights up so high people can see them really well. Now I believe that this is a 4.5-inch hole, so I went and got a Milwaukee hole dozer. I wish they were a sponsor because these things aren't cheap, but I'm pretty sure that's a 4.5-inch hole that you cut. So I'll just have to obviously measure twice and cut once and really figure out where the centers are going to be. It doesn't appear that there's any beams because there's no huck bolts there, so this is all just metal that I should just be able to cut out, and then we'll wire up the 4 lights, and it should be pretty straightforward. Now I did get new lights. I went to my my friends at Lesco, and these are called Spider LED sealed lights, and they're really bright. They're kind of, I think they're called pearl because they have kind of a real reflective shininess to them. So I think that'll look really sharp up like that. And then there's these, oh, where are they? These chrome rings that the light snaps into. And then those just mount in there, and you drill 3 lights, or three holes, and put in, I got some stainless steel screws. And then we got a rubber gasket for underneath. So that should keep the water and the critters out. But yeah, so we'll get started on this. I think it should be a pretty straightforward but fun project. I've checked it, and I've checked it, and I've checked it again. Because this is something you don't want to screw up. Otherwise you're going to have either crooked lights or giant holes that you don't want. Oh boy. Alright, here we go. Oh, crank that up a little. Whoa. At least it's nice soft aluminum. It's probably a glass. Okay. Almost. There it is. Okay. So what do you think, folks? Does that look straight? I sure hope so. Okay, let's finish the other one, and then we'll clean up the edges. There you go, we got 4 holes now. They look pretty straight from here. Can't do much about it now if they're not. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, next we got to figure out a way to run the wiring. And again, this would have been so much easier to do this ahead of time. So let that be a lesson to any of you guys out there that are gonna rebuild old trucks, is figure out what the hell you're gonna do at the start and make a plan so you can kind of do things in order, not back asswards like TwinSticks is doing. Okay, so now I got the fun job of running wire in this loom, which is just a real treat. But I have figured out that if you line up all the wires you're trying to put in there and you kind of put them in a row and you line it up with the split in the loom, it actually goes in not too bad, but you're fighting it every inch. And you'll probably also notice that, what the hell is he doing with his wire colors there? So normally you do a red and a white and a black, which matches the back of the lights. But I've used all that wire up, and this is the last bit of wire that I have in the garage, and I want to get this project done today. So we'll just ring it out and see which one is left and which one's right. So I think we can make it work. Now, each one of these lights has, whoops, I got the wires pinched in there. Each one of these lights has 3 wires. One's obviously your ground. One's your common, which is the low beam, I guess, just that would light it up. And then the last one is that would make it really go bright. So that would be when you're stepping on the brakes or got your left or right signal light going, and that would blink. So we got 3 wires on each light, but I'll need one wire to be left, the far 2, and then the other wire to be the right signal. So it'll be these 2. So that's why I need 4 wires in the loom. So we'll finish that up. We'll snake it through, run it underneath, put the little rings on it, and terminate it in that junction box where the other wiring for the tail lights is. And then should be pretty straightforward after that. Just drilling the holes for the steel or the chrome rings and connecting up all the wires, and we should have signal lights. So we'll keep picking away at this. I got probably a couple hours before it gets dark. It's just ridiculous. This time of year, the sun goes down at like 4 o'clock and doesn't come up till 8. So these are pretty short work days. But maybe someday we'll get a shop with some lights and we can actually continue working a little longer. But anyway, we'll get it done one way or another. Okay, now tap into some power. So I got the left signal light on. So we'll get this cover plate off and we'll figure out which pin is which. Hands are getting cold and tired. They're not working like they're supposed to. There we go. Oh yeah, and I like using my trusty test light. Now, which one was ground? Uh-oh. Hope I put ground on the end. Guess we'll see. Okay, so ground is the end, and then the third from the end here is our signal. Is this left? So I'm gonna put a little. So my memory's getting bad in my old age, so I'm gonna put a little L there, and we'll put a G for ground. Now we'll try right. Okay, so that one is right. And that's basically how you do it. So then we'll take the wiring that I brought up from there. And like I say, we'll just solder some little circle rings on the end there, put them on the corresponding terminals, put this cover plate back on, and then we can get to wiring up the lights. Okay, so now I'll cut each of these and tap into them and wire the lights up and just have them hanging here. And then we'll figure out if I got it right the first time or if we got to do a little bit of flipping down at the junction box. But home stretch now. Okay, so I got running lights. Yeah, those are nice and bright. And now we'll just see which one of these, the 2 black ones, is signal. There we go. Okay, so this guy's our right signal. Yeah, those are gonna be awesome. So unfortunately, Lesko was out of the gaskets that go around here. that seal out water and weather. So they were out of those. So I thought, well, maybe I'll go to Kenworth and see what they had, and Peterbilt both, and this is all I could get. And unfortunately, it was too big diameter to actually fit in the hole, so I cut it down, and it's just not going to work. So I need to get the proper gaskets. Now I do have silicone, so I could put a bead of silicone in there, but I know silicone hardens over time, but maybe that'll do for now until I can get the real gaskets, and then just unscrew them, scrape all the silicone off, and then put the gasket on. Okay, we're getting in the final stages here. It's getting late and I'm getting cold, so I think I'm just going to tack them in place. And what I'll do is get the proper gaskets and we'll put them on there and then tuck them up. It'll be easy to take them off after. Or I could just make, like I say, make some gaskets at a later date. Just the day's slipping away from me here. It's gonna be dark, but at least we get a good view of what the lights look like. Oh yeah, let's try this out. That turned out just awesome. We got our blue glow coming from the air cleaners now. We got our blue down below. Got our blue dash lights. Our blue under the sleeper. Last but not least, we got our 4 taillights mounted on the bunk. That looks right. I am really happy with that. All right, enough farting around with lights. We best get back to working on Project Snowman.
Hold on your ass, Fred. Hot damn, we're gonna make it.